Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel and to part 2 of my Greedfall Prologue playthrough. So when we left off, I had just finished speaking to the guard, getting their merchandise, but there's still stuff to do with that. I've spoken to the ambassadors to tell them we're leaving, so I'm just going to check what quest there is to do next. So we need to go speak to Captain Vasco, which ties in with the other quest, finding a way to move the cargo to Tier 4D. So let's get to it.
You'll find all you need in our selection, whatever you need to be the talk of all serene.
See, I don't plan these videos at all. I just kind of do them. So I'm sorry if I'm a bit quiet in some of the playthrough. Like, I'll talk when I have something to say or something to add. But I don't want to talk just for the sake of talking. To the family of the rich man who provoked us, we have him and we will kill him if you don't pay us handsomely. Come with a full purse to the alley south of the old warehouse district. Okay. I don't think that gave us a quest. I thought I saw something shiny over here. Here we go. Yeah, as I was saying, I don't plan what I'm going to say because I'm obviously playing this, you know, for the first time with you. So I haven't planned anything to say in certain parts. And I'm sure you don't want me rambling on about nothing if I've got nothing important to say. So we'll just see how it goes. But I'm enjoying it.
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You, man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd been best to refuse.
Captain Vasco.
And you are?
I'm de Sade, the prince's niece. If all is in order, we will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship, not a boat.
Touchy.
Apologies.
Apologies for my asking, but the young governor isn't with you.
He didn't come home this morning. I need to find him before departure.
I hope nothing's happened to him or he hasn't changed his mind. The tide does not wait.
Perhaps he simply celebrated his imminent departure with a little too much enthusiasm. Is everything ready?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member of the crew?
We don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
Okay.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. My men have free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Nords, you mean? I don't think so, but it's difficult to be sure.
Miss Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family. But yes, There would be Flavia and Laura.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find them over there, in port.
Have you seen anyone wandering about? Suspicious looking. Maybe clandestine passengers.
Take a look around. There are far too many comings and goings to spot possible stowaways. As long as they don't try and get on my ship, I pay no attention to them. That said, we did catch ourselves a smuggler just a while ago.
A smuggler? Maybe he could be of some use. Where could I find him?
In the port jails, not far from the warehouses. May I ask you, why the sudden interest in smugglers and the odd stowaway?
So if I remember correctly, this was one of the quests we were given from the Ptolemy ambassador. Yeah. He was asking us to find these heretics.
Nothing to bother yourself about. I'm just curious.
You wouldn't, by the sheerest of coincidences, be on the trail of a couple of heretics, Your Excellency. The same a couple of the ambassadors of Ptolemy's men have been looking for nigh on 2 days.
And so you know about that?
Of course. The Cardinal's henchmen are hard to miss, even in a crowd. And they were making quite a fuss, hoping we would cave in and help them in their hunt. Feel free to carry out your own investigation, but you'll end up with the same answers. The port brigs, just like the warehouses, are property of the Nords. No one else may enter.
Okay.
You haven't heard anything about my cousin, by chance, have you? To be honest, we were hoping to find him here.
Did you say he was intending on celebrating his departure? My men spoke of a rather animated party that went down at the Coin Tavern, but I haven't heard anything else.
That isn't the safest place in the city. I hope nothing has happened to him.
Let's go and find him. Thank you, Captain.
Happy to be of some help.
I have a favor to ask before we leave.
I'm all ears.
We would like to load some merchandise into your ship's hold.
Impossible. You're too late for that. All merchandise must be registered at the Port Authority, and the formalities are long. So, unless you're asking me to turn smuggler and hide contraband on my vessel...
I wouldn't go that far. We're only talking about a few crates, after all.
Well then, they'll have to wait. The next ship for New Serene leaves in a month.
Hellfire. If that shipment doesn't leave today, the commander will have my hide.
Captain, I understand your position, but isn't there some way we can get these crates on board?
I doubt it. Even if I wanted to help you, my quartermaster is a half-crazed bridge troll. He's gotten it into his head that a gang of ruffians want to use my ship to pass contraband over to Tirfredi. He's placed guards where our cargo is being held before being loaded. All that is not in the warehouse, and noted on the manifest, will be left on the docks. Sorry, but your crates are gonna have to wait until the next ship sets sail.
Sorry, Kurt. At least we tried.
The commander is gonna have my head. I'm sure that's what he wanted in giving me this impossible task.
In that case, we're going to have to doctor the manifest ourselves. It must be at the Harbour Master's office.
Okay, so as I said on my last video, I do ask all the questions, so you can skip these through if these don't interest you.
Could you tell me a little about your guild?
We are masters of the oceans. Our ships can sail where no others dare.
Thanks to your magic, so I've heard. How do you become a Nord?
Our magic, yes, that only the Nords master. As for your question, any child born on one of our ships is sea-born. He is a Nord from birth. Others are sea-gifted, joining the Nords for different reasons, often from a young age. It's how the guild is made and maintains its numbers.
Could you tell me anything about our destination? The island of Tirfredi?
It is a magnificent place. Wild. Spared from your wars and your mines, for now. The natives have a relationship with their land, and consider it sacred. They're a very friendly people, welcoming, that will appear to you strangely familiar. I've also heard that there are a great many exotic creatures, some enormous. But I wouldn't know what else to tell you. I've never strayed far from the ports.
What do you think of our port?
Are you referring to this one? It is the biggest high seas port on the continent. Thanks to your prince, even though it remains part of your city, it holds a particular status for us Nords. Certain zones are owned completely by us, and maritime law holds office. It's a good port. Were it not for the Malachor, it would be a pleasant place to dock.
Be back soon, Captain.
We need to have a word with that people smuggler the sailor mentioned.
He's a captain, Kurt, like yourself. And in order to interrogate the smuggler, we'll need to find a way into his jail.
It'd be nice to learn more about the Malachor. Like, maybe we'll find out more as the story progresses. So, let's see what we have to do. Oh, we've got loads. What's that one? Discover where to find my cousin. I want to leave him for last because to go to tier for D we need my cousin, so if I do him last then I can just go straight on to the next part. So let's see. Investigate the disappearance of the novice. Let's do this one, seeing as we're facing that way. I'm also just going to lower the volume a bit because I noticed in the last video, especially when the fighting scenes occur, it is quite loud. But hopefully you will still be able to hear the music because it is quite nice music.
This smuggler is filthy. But perhaps we'll discover some useful information.
Good day. Someone told me that you were a friend of Jonas, the young cabin boy who has gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Why? I haven't the faintest idea.
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guess, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a damn good navigator, and an excellent leader of men. He knows his craft well, in spite of being so young.
How old is he?
He's not seen his 25th year yet. If he keeps it up, he'll be an admiral one day.
I need to be going. Farewell.
I have 2 new clients. They want to go to Al Saad and the Inquisitors are on their heels, which will not make my job any easier. I think I can get them onto a ship inconspicuously, but we will have to be cautious, and I hope that they will prove patient and discreet. I will hide them away in a warehouse behind the harbour's office, where the Inquisitors will never dare to enter. Ah. Oh, so I didn't need to interrogate the smuggler. I guess I didn't realise this was his place.
Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 deaf winds, he didn't go missing, he was taken.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand. Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof, gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me. But my legs betrayed me. Wavering they were. And I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left, you get me?
Did Jonas seem troubled to you the night he disappeared?
Maybe. For sure he wasn't his usual self.
Do you know what was on his mind?
No. No idea.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mist too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy. Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern. But outside, I seem to recall that regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time. Kind of fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a just man who knows his knots. He's well appreciated by the crew. It's a pity that he hasn't much heart for laughs now and again. Always seems unhappy, our captain.
Thank you, Lauro. I need to be going.
Strange story, this is.
Something isn't right here. I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
Right, so find and interrogate the witnesses. Those side alleys do look good. What's that there? Because you get all these floaty things around, sometimes I feel like there's something to loot there, but it's actually just these little floaty bits in the air. You can complete a quest in several different ways. You can be cunning, use persuasion, intuition, corruption, creating items from the crafting table will be some of the means available to you to reach your goals. Threats and combat are also options when your enemies are not receptive to your talents.
Good day, Tavern Keeper.
Good day to you. What is your pleasure?
Let's do the cabin boy first.
I am looking for a Naut. A young cabin boy who has been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A Naut, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping? In my establishment? You surely jest. Or at least I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at his table. Anything else?
I am going to ask about Constantine just while I'm here.
I'm looking for my cousin. His name is Constantine. I believe he was intent on celebrating his departure last night.
There was indeed a party here last night, but it ended badly.
Whatever do you mean?
A brawl broke out. My tavern was shattered, and no one's paid for the damages.
I'm sorry. Amongst the rebel rousers, did there happen to be a young man? 20 years of age? Hair down to his neck, light brown? Blue eyes? Quite the talker?
I don't believe it. Of course he was there. He's the man that started the fight. I hope you've come to reimburse me. Don't count on me to help you if that's not the case.
What kind of damage are we talking about exactly?
A good half of my furniture was broken into firewood. I piled up the lot over there.
Let me take a look. Perhaps it can be repaired.
If you can fix it, I'll be obliged. If not, you'll need to pay.
That's not a small sum. I need to think about my options.
Oh, the father has forgotten to give his daughter her allowance, it would seem.
It's a bit mean.
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
I'm going to see if I can fix it first. Where is it? I know I need to talk to him about the Naut. I can talk to him about Constantine. There, that one.
This furniture is in terrible condition. The fight must have been extremely violent.
It looks as if it's fixable. I've seen worse. We'll need to build some metal dowels, but once done, we can make them like new.
Can I do it now? Oh,
And there you have it.
yeah.
You'd never guess they were once broken.
I already had it in my inventory. Fabulous. Didn't have to
Well
pay.
then, were you able to repair it all?
Yes, just like new. Or nearly.
That does indeed look like fine work. You know what you're doing.
I would hope. Can you tell me where I can find my cousin now?
Your cousin is either a very bad joker or a right good fool. He went and insulted a band of ruffians from the lower boroughs. Dangerous fellows. They've a storehouse they operate out of a few streets from here.
What kind of business do they run?
Several, actually, and they're all illegal and profitable. But you didn't hear that from me. In any case, if you were set on recovering your cousin, I would hurry if I were you. They're not the tender sorts.
Thank you for the information.
Off with ya. Get him out of whatever mess he's got himself into. Seemed like a courageous fellow. who could down his pint. Anything else?
Yeah, let's just ask about this.
How is business going these days?
It's picking up. We've not seen many new customers, but of late things are looking better. The Malicor and the neighbouring wars have dampened commerce. The epidemic still rages, but the possibility of finding a cure on that island has given people something to hope for. Now that we have a city there, quite a few seafarers come by to spend their wages.
Has the Malicor really put a damper on your business?
More than a damper. They were soaked. When the sickness began to spread, a wave of panic followed in its wake. People stopped going out of their homes. They were afraid. I was close to closing shop, I tell you. And then, thankfully, the alchemists of the bridge said that you couldn't just catch it like that. People were still distrustful, as is their nature, but they are leaving home again. It's a start. I also lost quite a few regular customers. Dead or too scared to venture back. Yeah, but that's nothing new to you. The city would have sunk in the water if not for trade with the new isle.
With all these sailors coming and going, you must have heard some stories about Teofredi.
Right. Even stories that my heaviest drinkers would have trouble believing. They say that man-trees live there. Dragons and gigantic creatures. Treasure abounds under every rock. And the source of eternal life is hidden somewhere there. Last night, some Nauts even told me they brought back one of those giant beasts into the port. Ah, but you know the kind. If you ask my opinion, the drink was fueling their imaginations.
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Not sure what to think about my cousin so far. If he's getting drunk and insulting thugs. Doesn't sound like the brightest sort.
Who are you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No, have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I'm here. I'm looking for a Naut that disappeared 2 days ago, after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
The Malicor does look terrifying. Does make him look blind though, but he's clearly not, but the mother was.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him, if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, my lady, you're in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Theleme embassy.
Thank you. You've been immensely helpful.
This man is completely owned by his love for the game. Do you think we can trust him?
What would he gain from lying?
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
There's lots of people here. I don't think it's as it seems. Out the way! Sorry, I just had to go down and get myself a cup of tea. I do like a cup of tea. I can't game without a cup of tea. Right, so we can go over here. No, I'm sure I'll be fine. I can leave him till last. So let's go there. Oop. I wonder if you can swim in this game. I somehow think not. But I don't really want to try it. I'm tempted to though. Very tempted. There are steps there. Let's try it. Oh no, you can't. Ah, shame. I've already been around here and checked everything.
Might I help you, my lady?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
It's just a house with a single bedroom. It's good though. I do like finding these paintings.
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lady de Sardet. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We are looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
Yes.
These witnesses are all in agreement, and it is their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts and contracts, they steal away young children from their mothers.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know these things. But it is true that you are young and inexperienced. It seems that you have been protected from the turpitudes of our own nation and their terrible allies. This horrible, constant ransoming that they put us through. But I will not say another word. You will have no trouble verifying the details now that you know what to look for.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact. It sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Naughts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Is there anything else? No. Okay. So what's next? Learn more about the contracts. Ah, out the way.
Madam, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled departure. Is everything ready?
I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Naughts, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Naught. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Naught?
Sir de Corsilion is a veritable well of scientific knowledge. He could tell us a little more.
Well, they both sound as bad as each other then. If the parents sold him off, they are just as bad.
But I still don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so. Would you be in need of my help in any way?
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child, due to some contract with the Naughts.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, de Sade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there's always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Naughts. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son in an agreement signed between my uncle and the Naughts?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards. But that is of little importance. What counts most is that you bring the boy back to the Norts as quickly as possible. Breaking a contract with the seafarers has always cost us dearly. Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
I will do my best.
A father selling his own son for a few boat rides. For ugly, that is ugly.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
Yeah, just as bad. Although, it's all obviously for him. It's all about the money, but maybe we should ask the cabin boy what he wants to do. Right, where am I going? Discover where Jonas is detained. There's a lot of to and froing in this first bit, but at least it's only a small map.
I wish you a good day, Your Excellency.
Ooh, that wasn't there before. Alice, I would like you to prepare several meals and bring them to the warehouse we own on the canal. My husband will have to work there with his clerk and his men for a few days, so make sure that there is enough food for everyone, and be discreet. We do not want other families to know about what is happening.
This document mentions another property. A warehouse.
That would be a great place to hide. Shall we take a peek?
I suggest yes. That's one way in. There were two though.
Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone. He'll have his henchmen with him.
Maybe it was best to go through the front doors. I could kill them, I suppose. I suppose it's XP, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, he's got a skull above his head.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Oops, no, wrong one. Oh, there's nothing here. Oh well, at least I got XP. And I can level up. Oh no, there is a way. Aha.
guards! Take no
Oh,
prisoners to
whoops.
my help!
Oh, what?
Down to the others!
Do I really have to kill him? Oh, no, that's not the dodge. Oh, you can't run away from fights.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey! Come on!
Oh. Whoops. Back out here. Well, let's try going through the front door then, if the back entrance isn't, Okay, let's just find a way to free Jonas. Okay, I'm gonna save.
Lady de Sade,
Oh,
what are you doing here?
I have come looking for your son. The Naughts are worried about his disappearance.
Those Naughts took him from us, but now we've got him back, and he'll be staying with us.
Would you be so kind as to hear what I have to say, Sir Fontaine?
so it looks like if you go around the back, you have to kill everyone, but if you go through the front, you get to speak with them. Tell him what we know. Attempt to reason with him. I've got a 50% chance, so let's see.
You've taken your son against his will and have locked him up like merchandise in a warehouse. Is that what you call being a good father?
If I hadn't taken him back, he
Ooh,
would have been
successful.
hauled
Haha.
off on one of the cursed ships.
If that's what he wants, then why would you want to stop him?
For his mother. She misses him so. But in the end, you may be right. My boy has changed. He hasn't spoken a word to me since we've been in this precarious predicament. Very well. Take the key and take him away. Cursed be the day I delivered my son unto the Naughts.
All children leave the nest one day or another, sir. Farewell.
You reap what you sow. Oh, no. Aha.
It's not possible just now.
Destroy it. Level 1 science needed. Is there anything in here? Yes, there is. Oh. There are 2 options.
Who are you?
My name is de Sade. I'm legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
Yes, even if I had to bend his arm a little.
That doesn't surprise me. He seemed to have no intention of changing his mind. I feel more sorry for my mother. She seems so sweet and happy to see me.
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old. I barely remember them. They find me, capture me, and lock me up in this warehouse. Hard to grow close after all that. My family is the Naughts. I am sorry for my parents, but that is the way of it now. Can I go home?
Yes. You should still go and say farewell to your mother. Then find your way to your ship. I will see you there.
There we go. I can't remember the way out now. My navigation in games is just as awful as my navigation in real life. Probably just as much as my decision making too. Right. We're saving Constantine for last, so I can go report that cabin boy has been returned. Actually, did I level up yet? I always forget to do that. I now have 2, so now I can use magic. So, can I use magic now though? I'll probably go through my inventory as well, so I'll probably cut all of this out. So I haven't noticed that you can level up your companions yet, but I have noticed that you can change their equipment and everything. It's a shame you can't level up your companions. I did like in the Dragon Age games how you could choose your companions' skills and abilities and things like that. But this will do, I guess. All I've done is I just went through my equipment and I had some better armour, which happened to be sailor's armour, so now it says I'm disguised as a Naught. That might come in handy. What can you do here? Allows you to upgrade your weapons and armour. Science allows you to create potions and traps. Cool. I'll do this later.
Madam, you still haven't found your cousin. As you
Yes, we
No
know.
fear. I will bring him back in time.
Yes,
My
we know
cabin
already.
boy,
There we go.
Jonas, is back on ship. I have you to thank, I imagine.
You do. It's a rather sad affair, and though solved, leaves a broken family behind.
All we can do is plot a course. No one tells the wind what to do. I do thank you. I didn't think you'd go to so much trouble for a cabin boy. Your actions bring you honor.
Thank you. Reputation +3.
Be back soon, Captain.
Where do I go to see? Oh, here we go. They're all still suspicious of me. And apparently, although I've known Kurt for a very long time, he is also suspicious of me. Nice, thanks Kurt. Makes no sense, but whatever. Let's see what he says. I haven't actually...
Do you need something?
actually spoken to him yet. Also, I don't know what green blood means. I've heard of blue blood, which means royalty, but I've not heard of green blood. Whether he ever felt lonely.
I wondered if you ever felt lonely.
I always do. Why, do you want to rectify this?
So, whenever I played Dragon Age and Mass Effect, I haven't played Mass Effect for a very, very long time, I did always tend to choose like the purple and blue options. And the blue options were always like the good responses, and the purple options were like the sassy, sarcastic responses. So I can either just say yes or yeah, I'm sure I was very good company.
I hope to have kept you good company for all these years. After all, we were always together.
And these memories I hold dear. You've always been extraordinary, Greenblood, but I had to watch over you. You were my responsibility. That didn't leave us much time for friendship.
What about now?
Now, I hope that we'll have more time. Anything else?
She said that so suggestively.
I must leave you.
I must leave you, but you are still coming with me. No, how do I just get... There we go. So... Oh yeah, I've got to do this. Tamper with the Harbour Master's stuff. I am disguised as a Naught though, so maybe I can sneak in? This zone is under the control of another faction than yours. We are forbidden. You can costume yourself and trick the guards. Now, let's be stealthy.
Do you have any idea how to get in there without being noticed?
Let's take a look around the building. We might find a less conspicuous entrance.
Oh, okay then. I can see something shiny.
If you wore a Naught uniform and you were able to keep your mark hidden from them, they might let us in. Unless we just offered them a drink. These sailors rarely refuse one.
I see where this is headed. If we drop a little soporific in their glasses, the way will be clear. I'll just need to find the proper ingredients. But it's doable.
Her skin went a very funny shade then, in the shadow. Let's just check round here for... No. Well, I'm disguised, so let's leave the drink a moment.
Where is the manifest to be found?
I've already been to the port authorities. They keep the official documents
Haha.
upstairs.
Oh, I love being able to pick locks. They do not even care. He even saw me pick the lock. Or she. She saw me pick the lock and they just did not care. Hello, fellow sailor.
Here is the ship's manifest. We only need to add our merchandise to the list.
Nice, well that was pretty easy. So I have a feeling that when I go to do my inventory and sell some of the stuff that I'm not using, I should probably keep like armor that can disguise me even if it's not my best armor. So what's next? Clear out the warehouse guards. Ooh, I can either clear them out or prepare a drink laced with sleeping pills. But I am disguised, so... Did he say that that was the option? Drug them, kill them, or sneak past them? Let's go see if we can do it without having to prepare the drink. Because where do I have to go to make the drink? Merchant. Oh, I can't remember where to... Oh, that one. Oh, let's try it first without having to make the drink. Especially as they are right there.
Hello? What can I do for you?
We're your replacements. You're dismissed.
Finally! We were starting to grow moss. Courage, me hearties.
Me hearties.
We should notify the men. They need all the time they can get.
Pirates. Okay, let's just loot the warehouse first. Oh.
Who is there?
May the Illuminated save us. Did the smuggler send you?
The man to which you are referring was arrested and thrown into prison. But reveal to me your hiding place.
Oh, the traitor!
Not really.
Have you come to deliver us to the Inquisition then? Please, please, have pity on our souls. We have committed no crime. We are not heretics. We are nothing more than historians.
In that case, why is the ambassador of Thélème so concerned about your teachings? Why is the Inquisition looking for you, and why are you hiding?
Our only error was wanting to publish our work.
It's true. We presented our research, but it didn't please the censor. And here you have the result.
We fled all the way to Serene, thinking we would be safe. But the Inquisition wants to silence us so badly that they followed us here.
Tell me more about your research. What about it is so horrifying that it will provoke such a fuss?
Our work concerned the teachings of St. Lucius.
The disciple of Saint Matthias? The one who returned to Thélème after traveling with his master?
The very same. His writing was carefully preserved, but never seriously studied.
With the discovery of Teofredi, we thought it crucial to take a look at the original text. We wanted to verify if this island could have been the faraway place that he spoke of. The Eden of Saint Matthias.
And? What did you find?
Teofredi is without any doubt the land that our Saint Matthias and his disciples went to. But the text that we discovered was radically different from what we expected to find.
In the original text, St. Lucius doesn't speak of an Eden, of the paradise of the Illuminated. He speaks of a voice that came from the depths of the earth, which convinced St. Matthias to stay there.
It was written in black and white, and there is no doubt about it. The original was written in Lucius's own hand.
I understand now what that text has cost you. This voice from the depths sounds more the power of a demon than a saint.
The sacred texts are always difficult to interpret, but what is written is written.
Who were you hoping would give you asylum?
We were hoping to reach Al-Sad. The Inquisition won't chase us into the den of their enemies.
Our research won't interest the Bridge Alliance, or at least I doubt it. But at least we'll be safe.
By entering Al-Sad as clandestines, you risk being taken for spies.
That would be better than being burned at the stake.
They're gonna burn them?
Did you try speaking with the censors? You could. Forget what you have discovered, perhaps?
Oh, we have signed already an abjugation stating that we misunderstood the sacred texts of St. Lucius. We were even ready to say that we had never seen the true text, or anything else that would have pleased them.
It served no purpose. It's our lives they are after.
I see. Well, you have no other choice but to run and seek refuge in enemy territories.
I beg of you, please do not deliver us to them. Let us continue on this path.
Not going to deliver them. I'm not going to let them get burned at the stake just because they read something in a book. God, what is it with this Teleme faction? I will speak to the Bridge Alliance ambassador for you.
I could have a word with the good Dr. Sahin, the ambassador of the Bridge Alliance. If he can be persuaded to offer you asylum, you would be saved.
Your goodness honors you. May the Illuminated forever light your path.
If I manage to convince the ambassador, you'll need to refrain from that sort of blessing. Stay here. I'll be back.
Didn't realise they were up there. But apparently I do need to... No, I don't need to do that, do I? I got the guards away. Inform the porters, that's it. To get the merchandise into the warehouse.
Captain, milady, we were given orders to wait here with the merchandise.
The way is clear. It's time to get going.
Do your best to be quick and quiet about it. You won't have much time to move at all.
Don't you be worrying now. We're off.
The warehouse is at the end to the right there. You can't miss it.
Move out. Quick steps.
Reputation +2. Okay, I'm going to stop it there because I don't know how long I've been playing, and the last video was over an hour long and it took ages to upload. So I'm going to stop it here and then I'll carry on in another video. So yeah, thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. The more thumbs up I get, the more I'll be inclined to record more of the game. At the moment I'm just planning to do the prologue before going to the island bit. So, but yeah, I mean I might record it anyway because I enjoy doing it. But yeah, just give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!